Hey guys, in this video I'm going to be talking about my top 7 favorite iPadOS features and some of the new features of the update that I've been able to really use as a high school student and how it could benefit you too. Now this update has been out for a while and I am sorry for not uploading in a while. I know it's been a little bit of a long time, but I'm back. Our school just got a little bit busy, so I'm going to be trying to get some more videos out. Also, it would really help my channel if you left a like and even subscribed if you want more videos just like this one. More videos are on the way, so hit the bell icon if you don't want to miss them. Now to start off with, one of the biggest things that got an update this year was Safari. Safari got a huge update on the iPad, and as you can see when I open it, it opens as desktop Safari. So this means that you can be a lot more versatile with the way that you're using your browser and that you can actually use it like a computer. As you can see, I have YouTube opened and it opens just as a normal computer would. And it's not only limited to YouTube, obviously, it's the entire desktop Safari experience. So one thing that I also like about desktop Safari with the iPad is now you have a download manager. So if I go over here to a MP3 converter and I get a video link, and then I paste the link here, you can see that I can actually download this link, and you can see that if I actually click the download link, it's going to give me a prompt of do you want to download the video that I selected. So I'm going to select download, and then as you can see at the top, there's actually a download manager that is opened up right along the top. So if I click on it, you can see that the video is downloading. It's downloading all the megabytes, and now it's actually part of my downloads. So that's really cool that you can actually download things onto your iPad itself now. You don't have to use any third parties, and this is really useful for school if your teacher posts on your Google Classroom, let's say, some notes that you have to download and that you don't want to really hassle with having to open it up every single time. You could just download it straight onto your device and then you could use it right away very easily. Something else that is great about the desktop class Safari is that you can finally use websites like Google Docs online completely. So over here, I have an atomic trends assignment that I had to do. And as you can see, I have the entire Google document open just like I would on a normal website. I have all the different editing tools, and it's really good because before you had to download the Google Docs app, and while I do also have the Google Docs app for emergencies and for downloading things offline, it's really good to have this as kind of a backup. And whenever you quickly need to do some editing of documents or schoolwork that you have, you can just quickly open it up online just as you would on a computer. So overall, having desktop class Safari really makes the iPad more versatile, and it allows you to use it in better ways that a student like yourself or like me could really take advantage of. The next thing that I want to talk about is the Files app. So as you can see, the Files app has completely got redone. It looks way more clean, and you can actually take advantage of using the file system storage that is on your iPad itself. So for example, you can see the On My iPad, and you can see the Downloads Manager along with some other folders that I have, and you can just see that you can actually use the storage that you have on your device. There isn't any third party needed, and you can download things right onto your device. And as you can see, for example, there's the Download Manager from Safari right there. So it really allows you to take advantage of all the storage on your device. It's just so much more clean and so much more friendly towards the users themselves. So speaking of taking advantage of all the local storage that is on your device, if you actually get one of these Apple official USB to Lightning dongles, you can actually attach a USB right onto your device. So if I go here and I just connect it like that, now you're gonna see that there's a prompt that'll say that USB flash drive, the accessory requires too much power. But if I go ahead and just take my iPad and plug it into a charger, you can see that the USB actually shows up on the side for you to take advantage of and use for yourself. So if I just tap on this USB, you can see all these different files that I have located in the USB itself. So I have a bunch of video clips for upcoming videos that I'm going to be doing, and you can really see that you can actually expand the storage of your iPad by having a USB. The USB that I have is from Lexar and is 128 gigabytes, and this really allows your iPad to be more versatile because you can plug in USBs, you can store different files that you need to for school. Let's say you have a project that's really big and you just need to store it somewhere. you can actually plug in a USB to your iPad whenever you need it, and then unplug it when you don't need all the associated files. So that's really good for the Files app, that you can actually plug in USBs to fully use with your iPad device. So the next thing that I want to talk about for iPad usage has to be dark mode. This has been leaked so much, and with the release, I've honestly loved this feature of the update the most. Dark mode is so beautiful. Like if I go right here, and if I just turn it off for a second, yeah, you can see everything turn into the light mode, and honestly, I don't prefer that at all. I really like having the dark mode available, so I'm just gonna turn it on just like that. They allow you to get it from the control panel, which is really nice, so that I don't have to always go into settings to try and use it. And it's actually really practical to have dark mode on your device for me as a student. So for example, if I'm working in really low light conditions, I can turn on the dark mode, and it's much easier on my eyes, I find, than having it on the light mode. It's really useful to have dark mode and have that versatility that won't hurt your eyes as much. Something else that I've found really useful for the dark mode is actually note taking in class. Now, when I'm taking notes in class, the lights are usually off when the teacher is doing their presentation. So if I open up GoodNotes, as you can see, even apps have updated to adjust to the dark mode update, which is really, really nice. I love that apps are doing that. And I've really been able to take advantage of this in class while we're taking notes, because now I can open it up and it's a little less awkward from having that huge blasting light. So if I open up chemistry, chapter 2, for example. These are just some notes that we took on molecular elements, and it makes it really good for taking notes in class and making it appear a little bit more discreet. Obviously the paper is still white, and you could change that if you want. I just prefer having the white paper, but having the ability to have those dark colors in class, which makes it easier on everyone, is just a big win in my opinion. And let's be honest, it looks really cool. As far as this video has been going on, I've been using the Apple Pencil, which I'll be reviewing a little bit later. I know I did one on the Logitech Crayon, and I just had to be fair and do one on the Apple Pencil. So that review is going to be coming out in a little bit, but using this is kind of a pain as a pointer in my opinion. I know some people like using it as pointer devices, but I just kind of find it as a hassle in my opinion. So with the new update, you can actually connect Bluetooth mice. So if I turn on this Logitech Master right here, you can see that I now have a cursor ready and available to use, and already this just feels so much better than using the Apple Pencil. And as you can see, I can scroll on pages like YouTube, and I'm gonna have a mouse review coming out soon, and turn on the notification bell so that you know when this video comes out. And I'll be doing more of a in-depth review of having mice in general on the iPad. But as you can see, it is really, really good to use. On the iPad, it just allows you to be so much more precise than with your finger. And it's really just a benefit for students that are always doing work on their devices, always typing up different documents. This really just makes it so much easier for editing documents and basic use within the iPad itself, because it's so much more convenient for different things on the iPad. For example, Quizlet. If I open up Quizlet right here, as you can see, I can just scroll using the wheel. I can go in, I can scroll down to see all my different cards, and it really just allows you to use the iPad so much more easier than actually touching the screen. Plus, it makes my back not hurt as much from slouching over. And this guy is gonna have his own review coming out, so make sure you guys stay tuned for that. So the fifth thing that I'm really excited for about iPadOS has to be the multitasking. Multitasking has got another revamp, just like the Files app. So if I open up Safari here, I can actually open up another Safari tab right beside it. So as you can see, I can have Safari on this side and Safari on this side. This wasn't here previously, but now you can actually do it, and it makes it so much more convenient for when you're doing research and typing. And you can also just swap it in for other apps like Quizlet, which you could have done previously. But now let's say you're doing your math homework, you got the questions on this side, you're answering them on this side. What do? You can open up your calculator just like this, and now you have your calculator readily available. This was in iOS 11, this was in iOS 12, but let's step it up a notch. Let's say you also want to have another Safari tab open. You can have it right over here, and then as soon as you want to get back to your calculator, you can actually swipe up like this, and now you can have both apps in slider. So as you can see, I can just switch back to the calculator, and like that, I can just switch back to Safari. So this is really useful. I find that I use it a lot when I'm doing my homework, that I have the questions open right here, and then I switch between writing the answers over here in this section, looking at the question, and then switch into calculator just like that. So it's really useful for when you want to use this within other apps, and then combine that with duplicate apps to really get the most out of your device. And honestly, this really makes multitasking on the iPad so much more easier and so much more better for us students to use. So another feature that I really like about iPadOS has to be this new home screen display. You have your dock as usual, you have your apps as usual, but now having the widgets here is just really convenient for getting all the important information that you need at a glance. So some of the widgets that I have here, I have my calendar. So as you can see here, there's just a little bit of a green box to show what event I have right now. I have some reminders for filming this YouTube video, going over some biology questions and some chemistry, along with some other ones, and having my batteries here. So you can see I have my iPad, I have my mouse, and then I have my keyboard, which is connected. So I can really get all the important information that I need to see right away. And also I've been really able to take advantage of the calendar and the reminders. It's helped me become more consistent with what I have to get done in the day, and I can just check it off very easily. And the calendar for keeping me up to date if I have any extracurricular meetings after school, or if I have any tests or quiz in the following weeks. So this is really useful because I get to see this all the time, and it really helps me stay organized to make sure that I'm getting everything that I need to done. Plus I get to see some important information as well as some other widgets down below. So some changes that weren't so big to the update, but I thought I'd mention anyways, would be the Apple Pencil latency. So if I go ahead and I just open this note right here and just scribble, you can see it is more consistent. Honestly, as a student, it's not that big of a difference. If you're an artist, maybe you'll be able to notice it, but it's just something worth noting that they have been able to drop the already amazing latency of the Apple Pencil even lower now. Another change that is pretty minor, but that I actually really love, would be the volume controls. So as you can see here, it doesn't just come out at you from the screen, it's just very discreet, and you can really just see it changing up there. Honestly, it should have been like this in the first place, but that's a different discussion for a different day. And like I mentioned before, just having more apps on the home screen itself is really useful. I try to keep my home screen to usually one screen. I know that's kind of crazy, like my friends sometimes have 5 different screens that they're scrolling through, and I really just like having everything on one screen itself, and I find that that works better for me. Everyone has their own methods and everyone has their own opinions about what the screen should look like. I just like having a little bit more on the screen, so I'm not wasting my time trying to find apps. So that's it. Those are the top 7 best features that I personally like to use as a student for iPadOS. Obviously, there are just so many more features that you guys could search up and find out. There's just a whole list of different features for iPadOS, and it's really amazing that the iPad is finally getting the love that it deserves, really. So all these things combined have helped me become more efficient with the way that I use my iPad, and has made it less of a hassle to use, and is just really making me love the fact that I'm using my iPad completely for school, no laptop, no computer, and it's just making it so much more easier. And with all these different benefits, it's made the iPad experience a lot better for me as a student. So thank you guys for watching. Thank you for sticking around to the end of this video. And again, I'm sorry for not uploading in a while, but the videos are going to be coming back. So be sure to subscribe, leave a like, drop a comment, do all those stuff. If you don't have an iPad for school, get one. It's amazing. And if I've missed anything, leave a comment and it'll get answered. Until then, I'm Matt, and thanks for watching.